again. Let's. Okay, I gotta make sure everything's all connected again. Okay. Okay. Make sure the stream isn't broken. Okie dokie. Yep, stream's working. Stream's working like nothing happened. It's what we love to see. It's what we love to see. Right as things is popping off, right as momentum is happening, the game's is just it can't let me have it. We just can't. Even the finale. Even in the finale. It's just one last fuck you to me. Okay. Well, stream is up again. Oh my god. It's one last fuck you, right? Okay. Let's get video game back up and running. Let's take a look at you while this is running. Things up to date. Okay. Let's do that. All right. There's a lot happening. So we'll just do that for the finale. Is there anything else that I gotta do? Turn all that off. Let's do, yeah. We'll turn that up, and then we'll leave everything else. There we go. And then bada bing, bada boom. All right. Take 2 for the finale, right?
Well, that will help.
Good stuff.
All right. Give me all the color alumina.
Interesting.
Hi.
Let's spill some ink.
Sorry, let me just make sure that nothing else happened to the stream, right? All right. Everything is working. Okay. Well.
Let's carve a path.
Oh boy. This is gonna be a cakewalk, isn't it? Hi. Oh boy. This is such a difference on what the past few streams have been like. This is a mountain of difference. I don't know about you, Shokewagon, but this is...
Let's spill some ink.
Oh? Never mind. I was gonna say, was there a chance that someone was gonna be... Perfect, no more trash can.
I am gamaging like everyone else. Looks like my plan didn't work. During my time in this trash can, I found a rare treasure. I am entrusting it to you now. Farewell.
Thank you, trash can man.
Well, that will help.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh shit, this is where... Oh shit, this is where it started.
Nice.
Yeah, this is where it all started. Wow. Crazy to think about. Okay, really quick, we're gonna see where this is. Let's do that. Journals, and then we go there, and then that's just oh, okay, it's much further along. Okay, we're good. We are good. We are good, as they say. Yeah, we had our tutorial fight right here with Gustav. Gustav, who's been dead for like 40 hours of my playthrough. 40 or even 50 hours even. This whole playthrough. Okay, can I use this flag? Yes. Is there any point for any upgrading weapons at this right now? Not really. Oh.
The 32s. Interesting.
Oh, I gotta fight you guys? Oh shit. Wait. Is that Gustav? And that's his sister. Oh shit. Oh.
Ready to strike.
Maybe I should have let them hit me. As, well, they said 32, so I'm assuming.
Nice.
Hi.
Let's spill some tea.
Well, shit. Okay, no, they're just equipped with similar weapons.
You're outmatched.
Dude, the soundtrack is going nuts right now.
An advantage.
Finesse and
My turn. Now's my favorite part. Your father. He's at the tower.
yes.
I am.
Hi. Isn't it beautiful here? Her paintings are always astonishing. Yes, yet I wish she would understand. Understand what? Just what it means for me to paint. What do you mean? The boy has gone silent.
Nice.
Lovely.
That's so cool.
Well, that will help.
Jesus. first things first, let's check out this stuff. Look, you don't want this smoke.
Good stuff.
Hi. Oh, shit. Took it a little too wide.
I'm ready.
That's coming off.
Excuse me. Coming through. This is my reward for going through hell. Is to be able to take it easy in the finale here. Yeah, this is the true reward for the Simon boss fight. Is going through this bullshit.
I'm ready.
Dude, you don't even show up on the thing. Oh, he finally does show up. Where should I? Oh, first things first. Done. Oh my god, 75%? Oh, hang on a second. That's actually... where are you at? Where are you at? Yeah, we're taking that one.
The Opera House.
Nice.
Okay, so supposedly it's around here. Is it over here? Has suffered much damage. Fish up in the water. That's going to bring it to the surface. Oh. This is the Journal of Expedition 60, a legendary expedition known for its unorthodox tactics.
William, Expedition 60. They mocked us when we said the human body is the strongest of them all. We trained relentlessly, and now our bodies have achieved the pinnacle of human performance, with which we are able to crush our enemies. We are so much more agile and aerodynamic without the heavy uniforms constraining our glorious muscles. With Leslie's unstoppable training regime, we are impervious. That's how we were able to charge through that ghostly Gamage barrier and reach the Paintress. But it seems we've been wrong about what she is. The Paintress is just as trapped as we. The real terror lies beneath the monolith. The rest of Expedition 60 marched on to confront him, while I was tasked to warn Lumiere. But it seems I might have run out of time. One last swim separates me from Lumiere, but even with my mighty muscles, I don't know if I can outswim the Gamage.
So here I write my final message. Bare naked muscles will save the world. And don't waste time on the paintress. Aim for the bottom of the monolith.
So Expedition 60 just said, fuck it, we don't need clothes. And apparently they trained themselves so strongly without chroma and all that magic bullshit. And they just went through it. Because they were just that strong. They were all just built different. That's hilarious. Oh, that's great. Is there anything up here? Yes.
Nice.
The good thing is a ghost, because I don't think his hands are playing it correctly.
Nice.
It just occurs to me, I didn't bother with the last little, last of the mansion. That's fine. Hi.
Nevrons from the Axon Islands. What are they doing here?
Like Axons, they're Papa's creations, not Claire's.
Let's carve a path. What lovely feet.
Stop talking about the feet, man.
You're outmatched.
Interesting.
Go through. Oh.
I'm ready.
Ready to strike.
What have we here?
I'm just gonna steal that. Oh. And this,
En garde.
Walkable. Boy, this area would probably be a crazy difficult location that has an endless gauntlet of enemies around every corner. Good thing I am way over leveled. All right. Why are you betraying me like this?
Almost there.
Mayo.
Let's go.
We are almost there, aren't we?
Interesting.
Hello, boy. Maybe I should continue. Maybe I should continue. Continue what? Forever, forever. The boy's gone silent. Oh, that's a merchant? One last merchant before we
Useful.
go to the finale, huh? Is that what this is?
No, Pokida
With all the mess that is happening, I was the only one who was curious enough to make the journey here.
Come.
But this place is sad. Alright, I'll fight you. Alright, well. Time to beat a missile. Done and done. Thanks for the distraction. Now let me sell you the real goods. Full strength. Oh, okay. Sure. I'm not spending on anything else. So.
You know.
Papaya somewhere past the gardens.
Once more. Boop, boopty, 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 boopty. This is the same track that was playing when... Oh, that's beautiful, actually. This is the same track that was playing when Yusuf died. Oh, this is the final stretch.
Can't sustain the expedition as much longer.
Ned, we need to defeat them fast.
Oh, let's go grab the items. Yoink.
An advantage.
Oh, increased damage gradient attacks? That sounds amazing.
Let's go path. Sweet taste of
All right. The base of the Eiffel Tower.
Your father's been extra inspired.
I was gonna be like, okay, I can finally do some damage, and then mine. Deal 50% less damage? Oh, fuck that. I'm not going to decrease my damage output.
Nice. Papa's over there. And
He is here, doing what needs to be done. What I can't do anymore. Why can't you do anymore? Yes, unless... No, maybe I should never stop, but...
the coma we need to bring back Lumiere.
Even I can sense him.
We'd better make sure we're ready.
All right. Well, I think we are ready. Time to one-shot this boss. Hey, Papa.
Papa?
Alicia.
Please. I just want you to understand what this canvas means to me.
I do understand. I know how powerful and intoxicating it is. How deeply attached we can become to the worlds we pour our hearts and souls into. I was enthralled, and it nearly killed me.
Doesn't mean you have to erase Verso's canvas.
Child, do you think I want to? After all the sorrows we've endured, do you really think that I want to destroy this last piece of his soul?
Then don't. Don't.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices. We do what we must.
Grief often blinds us, and we make choices we can never take back.
You grieve for two.
I grieve for many.
The choices of parents leave indelible marks upon their children. But ultimately, the voices in their head have to be their own. You cannot set the boundaries of their life for them.
After the fire, you wanted me to find new joy in life. And I tried. But I couldn't. I couldn't. Verso died because of me. How do I get from that to joy?
Child, it will get better, I promise you. But this is not the way. Your friends speak truth. And it changes nothing. You can hate me. But that's a choice I must make. As your father, I must look out for you. Especially when you can't look out for yourself.
You treat me as if I'm still 5!
I treat you as if the shadow from the worst day of our lives is going to suffocate you and take you from us too! Enough. said, enough.
Ooh. Such a great design. Alright, we're gonna do a quick little crazy thing. There we go. Or risk it.
Let's carve a path.
Alright, alright, alright.
Stop this insanity. It's time to go home.
Oh.
I
Okay.
do love a challenge, but this is beginning to irk me.
You one-shot him, man.
He keeps regenerating.
Maybe we focus on the axons first.
No, she can't.
Oh.
Mama.
Believe you're going to kill yourself. It's too soon for you to return to any canvas. Kaiju battle gonna be happening in the background here.
Your turn to shine.
You're selfish, Aline.
Let's spill some ink.
That's a dirty move.
Time to end this.
Time to bleed.
Aside, the canvas is killing you both.
Not this time!
I imagine that would be a really crazy final boss if I wasn't too overpowered.
Ironic. Your mother was the one who saved me when I lost myself in a canvas. She taught me how to safely use our gift. How to soar without flying too close to the sun. We painted hundreds of canvas worlds, pushing the very boundaries of creation. And she never let me forget that every day we spent here has a price. Yet, here we are now.
So trust her. If she's doing this, then...
I trust what she taught me. This is not a game. You think you know what's at stake, but you don't.
I know precisely what's at stake. You want control. You want to feel like you're doing something. You couldn't save Verso, so you want to save us. Except you're not. Destroying the canvas won't help us move on. It'll just deny us the one place that helped us feel again.
67 years. 67 years I spent trapped within the monolith. But I persisted. Do you know why? Do you know why I cannot leave her or you behind? This is what I see every day. I cannot spend another day with living corpses. Since the fire, our family has crumbled. Aline in the canvas. Clea fighting a solitary war. You living Ghost. Verso's death broke us. Want it to be fixed. I need it to be fixed. I cannot lose you too.
Don't you see? That's how I feel about them. I can't lose them either. I've lost too much. Papa, see? I've lost so much.
We both lost so much.
Papa, I don't want to lose you either. I'm not leaving you forever. Just a little longer.
I want to trust you, but
You can.
keep the light on for you. I hope you find peace. Hold on to each other.
Verso!
I'm sorry.
You just jump into the real world. Oh. Oh. Okay. 1 second. Someone's at my door. Okay, that was easy timing. No one's at my door. My dad was just closing the door. For me, it sounds very similar, unfortunately. Well, perfect timing to double check the stream. Nothing's broken. Everything's still working. Man, I can only imagine what that boss fight would be like if I was doing it legitimately and not over-leveled as hell. It's time to stop painting.
tired of painting, aren't you? I'm tired too.
That's... You shouldn't be able to be here.
Vermont's gift.
Why did you run in? It's dangerous for you here.
See things as they are. Not how you want them to be.
What?
You lied to your father.
No.
He saw it too. But he wanted to believe. You're going to die here. Why don't you just leave? You can always come back.
The moment I leave, Papa will erase this canvas.
This is not worth your life.
What life? My life of loneliness in a shell of a body, with no voice and no future.
You're my El. No matter where you are, you don't need this canvas.
But everything I want is here. Here I have a chance to live, Verso to live. Out there I merely exist.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices.
Stop quoting Papa!
It's time to stop painting.
Verso! Papa also said, hold on to each other.
Old friend, you've traveled miles, spinning in circles. Your blind eyes on the dial, stripping
I'm sorry.
out colors. But
Oh.
it's time to say goodbye until next life.
Side of fate of the canvas. Oh. If we fight as male, we'll keep the canvas, and Alicia will stay at the canvas probably until she dies. But the canvas will exist. This world will exist, and potentially even be fixed. Not to mention, who knows what else may transpire after that. And who knows what the future may hold with that. If we fight as Verso, then more than likely means that we will destroy this canvas, and Alicia will have to live in the real world as is without ever having the canvas as an option. Maybe it will mend and make that family whole, or maybe that family is unfortunately fractured. Permanently, even. But if we stay as Mael, we have a chance to keep this. We have a chance to keep it. No, we're gonna watch both endings, but we're gonna fight Esmael. Our giraffes collide.
Please. Thank you. Stop him from painting.
Don't say that. Please, don't say that.
Please, listen to me. Only you can do this. You can do this, please. Unpaint me. Unpaint me.
So,
Please. I don't want this life.
stop saying
I
that.
don't want this life. I don't want this life.
I just wanted to live this lifetime together. This lifetime that was stolen from us. Please. Bro. Please.
I don't want this life. Help me. Help me.
If you could grow old, would you find a reason to smile?
Epilogue. A life to paint. Oh, who's this guy? Minoko. He's wearing a suit. Oh. Oh, is that her husband? Oh shit! Oh shit!
L'air obscur des hauts peintures trouvera sans elle.
He's gonna play the piano. That it was gonna be the first show. And of course it's in black and white. Oh, he doesn't have the scars. Oh. Yeah, that definitely felt like the bad end in some ways. God damn. That was a hell of an emotional roller coaster of an ending. We'll see if I can easily choose the other ending there. If not, well, you know, the way that ending leaves off, there's definitely a distinct feeling of, yeah, she dies in here. And there is a distinct feeling of who knows how long she actually gets to live in here and how long this canvas actually gets to exist for. God damn, this is amazing concept art. I'll save overall thoughts for once it's all said and done. We'll head back in. Now, it occurred to me when we were in the finale, I think I mentioned this, I forgot to look for that one last room in the mansion. It's fine. I'm sure it's just tied to an achievement of some kind. You know, it also occurs to me that, man, great job performances wise. Great fucking job. Okay, I'm wondering if when they specify the performance capture is done by someone different. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it seems like the performance capture was captured by a couple different people here and there. That's really interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let this rock for a minute. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna take a look at the other ending. Let's talk overall. Yeah, let's just get into it, right? Well, I don't know how long these credits are gonna go on for. I still hear it just fine. No, I can't. Okay, I was gonna just take my headphones off for a second to let my ears air out for a sec because it is hot in here. No, let's talk overall thoughts, I guess, while we're letting things rock. Overall, this is a great game. Overall, this is a phenomenally great game. Easily a Game of Year contender. Easily one of the best games this year. Easily. Story-wise, very intriguing. Lots of twists and turns. It has initial great setup. Great setup, and then like as the twists and turns and like the, you know, as you peel back what's really going on in the game, and once things become abundantly clear, like what the real story is all about. Oh, interesting. In memoriam. Okay, so someone did pass away. Oh, okay. While they're making this, goddamn, like the story was very well done, very well told. Characters were great. Performances were amazing, both on the voice acting side, but also on the animation side. Like I repeatedly said this, the character eyes are so real, so realistically done. So I don't know, it's just they did a very good job of like making these characters seem alive, like when they're in cutscenes and everything. World exploration was fun. There's a few things here and there I'll talk about, but overall, for the most part, I think like exploring, like they definitely gave that classic JRPG vibe of like exploring overworld. And honestly, like having that classic vibe is really fun. I really adore that. A lot of people like that. For myself, I feel like it's like having like a overworld style exploration like that. Any game that has like a big map and then you go and explore like the smaller areas, like, you know, Mass Effect, or, you know, in JRPGs like this and stuff, it's really fun. I like that. Having a big open map is really cool to have in some games, don't misunderstand, but for me, I've always been a fan of zones and a fan of like having a big map with like smaller zones in it to explore that can have variety. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's everyone. Okay, I gotta find this artwork. I gotta save that. That's a wallpaper. I love that. It's every character. Okay. So if I hit continue, where will this... Wait, new game. So, if we hit continue, where does this leave us off? Right here. Okay. Well, I could actually just, because like the final boss is actually super quick, and I had to skip the cutscene, so. Unless there is no final boss anymore. Okay, I guess we're going to go and look this up, because, okay. Okay, let's do things this way. And then... Alright, where... Let's throw you up here. This is gonna have to be, let's swap this out and then display. Let's change before we do that. Let's go Expedition 33 endings. Let's turn that up. So let's swap this over. This is courtesy of Gamers Low Playground. Thank you for Gamers Low Playground. We're gonna watch the other ending, then we'll go from there. We're gonna skip past. Let's get to the point where the choice happens, and then go from there.
Verso, stop!
1 second. Let's go ahead and... There we go. Hopefully that'll make...
You can't just decide this for everyone!
We're all hypocrites, doing the same thing to each other.
Man, that's...
What about Lune and Ciel and Monoko? What about Esquier?
Ciel was right. Grief blinds us. All you see are walls.
This occurs to me. There is a lot of dialogue that I missed. So we're gonna take a look at the Mayel ending just to see.
End of the line.
Man, imagine being able to tank all those hits.
I've lived a long time, Mayel. There are things we could never outrun.
I'm so tired, Verso. Please, can we just go home and talk about this?
Okay.
Don't do this. Don't leave me again.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, huh? You've got this incredible power to paint. You'll never have to suffer a life you don't want. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. I will miss you guys. It's okay. It's over. Versa.
Well, that's this is definitely a more of an emotionally devastating ending. Life to love. Okay.
miroir du temps, nos histoires s'alignent dans le creux de nos mains. Deux mondes se dessinent, l'un peint de rêve où le chagrin s'efface, l'autre nu et réel où notre deuil prend place. Rien ne finit dans l'étreinte du destin. Les liens restent éternels dans le dessin. Toile vierge, horizon lointain, peignons ensemble les couleurs de demain, au clair-obscur, œuvres infinies. Chaque pas trace la route d'une vie. Au lendemain non écrit, sous les étoiles où tout commence, rien ne finit. Dans le dessin.
Damn. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at a little bit of Mael's ending to see some of the dialogue that we missed.
Verso, stop! You can't just decide this for everyone!
We're all hypocrites, doing the same thing to each other. Grief blinds us.
Oh, it's the same dialogue.
All you see are walls.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna swap that on over. Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Wow. Well, that is Expedition 33. Let's continue. Okay, continuing some of the overall thoughts. Let me go ahead and I'll throw this on for the background. You know, it's not you're not gonna hear it on the background, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. So, all right. Okay, well, of the two endings, Mael's ending definitely gives the vibe of a bad end. She is living in a fantasy land where, like, you know, it's literally living out in the world she wants to live in, but clearly she's going to die eventually, and who knows? Like, obviously, the family is probably not going to be able to bounce from that. Whereas having whereas destroying the canvas gives proper closure to not only the world itself in a lot of ways, but it also gives closure to the Sanjay family and allows them to move on. So, on one hand, her living out the fantasy world allows everything to be happy, but obviously that is with that little final shot there, that only is going to last for so long. Whereas the Verso ending gives a lot more closure to everything and gives a lot more closure to the game overall, and it definitely feels more of a definitive ending, to be honest, and also feels more in line with the overall themes of the story. And it honestly feels a bit more healthy. But hey. Endings aside, which I again thought that those were interesting. How they portrayed them and how they handled them was very interesting to me. Overall, I think this game is great. I think this game is solid and great, and they did a terrific job with it. I also think that, unfortunately, this game is flawed in a couple key aspects. But we'll go over a lot of good stuff, and then we'll talk about some of the gripes I've had over time. A lot of good. Like I said, I was talking about earlier, the overworld is really fun to explore. I am personally a fan of an open world game that is of this sort of design, where you have an open world that you can explore, and then the actual nitty gritty of it is smaller zones. Think the Mass Effect games. Think the Dragon Age Inquisition, specifically how that game handles its exploration in its open world. To a far lesser extent, but kind of the same ballpark, The Witcher 3. Although Witcher 3 is closer to like a much larger open world like Skyrim. It's kind of like a compromise between that and Dragon Age Inquisition, or more accurate, like maybe even more accurately, JRPGs kind of like this. With that being said, I really like that. Really like that aspect of the game, of the exploration, and gameplay's fun. Gameplay is super fun, super fun. I'll talk about some of the more nuances of the gameplay a little bit later on, but gameplay's fun. Like I said, the characters, writing, story, amazing. Music, phenomenal. Eyes, amazing. Art direction in this game, absolutely stellar. Absolutely. No notes on that front. I think I said it literally every time we walked into a new zone. Holy shit, this is beautiful. Or holy shit, this is amazing. Or something to that effect. I do not actually believe there is a bad looking location in this game. Bad looking. or a bad looking skybox or bad looking background and environment or anything. I think everything in this game is absolutely 100% superb and phenomenal. And if nothing else about this game, I think the absolute best of it is the music and the art direction. If nothing else, absolutely 10 out of 10, knocked it out of the park. Holy shit. And I mean, I could keep on going on and on about like everything, like with the story, the nuance of the characters, but I kind of spoke along the way. Things I liked, things I disliked. I was kind of surprised to discover like the whole relationship level thing of like talk to the characters to get like character scenes and stuff like that. That was a nice, fun little surprise. And it was a pleasant surprise to discover like, you know, there was plenty of zones in the game that were actual, like they had their own story and everything. They actually had like cutscenes and the like. I actually appreciated that. Like the one like when we were looking for the Axon and like that inevitably led to dealing with the other Alicia that ended up becoming like a mirror match. That little, like that whole zone felt like a proper extension of the story. I appreciate that there was a lot of optional areas in this game that felt like actual extensions to the main story. Again, no notes on anything else. I think they did a terrific job with so much for the rest of the game. But do unfortunately have some gripes. Let's get some, like, this is constructive criticism, but let's get some criticism out of the way. Things that I don't necessarily think were either the best or awkward or maybe frustrating, or like confusingly done, or I think could have done better, etc. Right? Let's just go through it. So, big one for me. So, okay, technically, I ran into a number of crashes in this game, unfortunately. Like I said, I had to crank down my graphics card, and now I think that might have had to do with me having an AMD graphics card. I do know that having an AMD graphics card, that has unfortunately led to some games having some more issues than others. Not entirely sure why that would, like, I'm not entirely sure of all the reasons as to why that's the case, but nevertheless, I had crashes playing this game, unfortunately, which wasn't ideal. And for like 80%, 85% of the play experience, I'll get generous to the game and say 90% of my play experience didn't have a problem. But dear God, that first session was really rough. And then end of Act 2 was really rough. And then in this last stretch right here, this final stretch of the game, had another crash, because of course I had to. I don't know what's going on with this game. I don't know why this, unfortunately, why it has problems, why it was having problems. On my end, I looked online, found that other people had similar issues, And some people had beefier hardware than I did, and a lot of people did not have beefier hardware than I did, and they were still running into the same problem. And it also didn't matter if it was NVIDIA or AMD, so I don't know. I don't know, man. So that was a frustrating aspect, is the technical side of things. Now, I probably could have played the game at, rather than playing at epic quality, jumping. I should have, looking at everything. I was looking at like some of the reviews and stuff. Not reviews on like the game reviews, but like reviews on my end, and with like checking out the graphics quality and like seeing how the game was tuned on like the AMD and Adrenaline software and stuff like that, and I noticed that I probably could have cranked the game down a little bit. Rather than just playing at epic quality, for example, I probably could have just been fine playing at high quality with a couple of settings adjusted. And I did do that for the Simon boss fight, and I did that for most of the finale, where I did crank things down a little bit just to make things a little more stable. And for the Simon boss fight specifically, I cranked things down a few notches just to make the timing of the parries is a little bit easier. That way I was giving myself just a few more frames to make precise parries. Didn't really need to do that because I ended up one-shotting his ass, but that was the only time I ever felt like I had to do that. The game with what I was running it didn't run quite at a consistent 60 with full epic settings and everything, all the fancy stuff turned on, but it was running at like a 55. It was running in the mid 50s or so for me, so that was fine. That was fine for me to deal with. I didn't mind dealing with that. Technical stuff aside, gameplay wise, this is where, in my opinion, this is where it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of situation. So I played this game on expert difficulty. I played it on a higher difficulty, right? That inevitably means that how I view the game on difficulty, or how hard certain enemy or fights are, or how precise it have to be and everything, means that's based off of that experience. That also means that it's a subjective thing, right? Of when you play spin at a higher difficulty, right? I don't mind playing games at higher difficulties. I actually enjoy that. I don't do that because, I'm trying to get views or some bullshit. Hell, I didn't even advertise on my streams that I'm playing on expert difficulty, right? I didn't advertise anywhere that I'm playing at a super hard difficulty. I usually don't do that. That's because I'm not doing it for internet points or anything like that. I'm doing it because I enjoy playing games at a harder difficulty. I enjoy being challenged. I'll reiterate, there will be games I will play where I won't bother with that shit. Now, there's quite a few games I like to do that too. And there's quite a few games I like to play on a hardcore mode or a hard difficulty on. Sure, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, I'll play that shit. And if and when I play that game on stream, yeah, I'll play that game on hardcore mode, right? Because I prefer playing a hard difficulty. Kingdom Deliverance, I'll probably play that in a hardcore mode, not on the default mode, because I want to play on hard difficulties and play with quote unquote everything firing all cylinders. But again, there's gonna be plenty of games that I'm just gonna crank down to normal. Like I think Metaphor or Persona, I'm just gonna play that shit on normal. We're not playing that on hard. I'm not here to make my life more miserable than it is. Some games, again, still strategy games. Oh, you bet your ass I just play this shit on normal. I don't really worry too much about anything beyond just the normal settings. So again, you'll see stuff. It just for the last few months and the last few games I played, just so happens to be really, really challenging stuff. Or Helldivers. I enjoy playing Helldivers at Super Helldive, right? I enjoy playing at level 10. Not everyone wants to do that. Hell, the last stream I did of Helldivers, there was people I was playing with that didn't want to play at level 10, right? So there will be people I play with that don't necessarily want to play at super hard difficulties as well. and I'll try to respect that. Now, unfortunately, Nick, he brought up, like, I think last time we did that, he's like, yay, you didn't say that when we were playing. I was like, well, I thought you could handle it, to be honest. Because I knew he likes to play some other stuff on hard difficulty, so I thought he would be cool with it. Apparently he was not. Or, more accurate to phrase it, he didn't have the best time with it. So, if I can convince him to play Helldivers 2 again, we'll crank things down just to make it more comfortable for him. But, get it sidetracked. Come back to this game. I bring up the difficulty because, as I was seeing with watching the other endings there, holy shit, playing this game on like a normal difficulty or playing this game without all the big bells and whistles of like expert and all this other stuff. My God, you can play this like you can play this like a JRPG. Like legitimately you could. You can just play it full turn based and it's getting hit and stuff like that. And if you really want to be active in it, you could just hit the dodge button once in a blue moon or a parry here and there. But man, it's wild because I have like watched some like a couple streamers of like watching like people play like the beginning of the game specifically, and seeing people play the beginning of the game and it being that easy is mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. Like, holy shit. It is wild to go, oh yeah, that's right, that's how the game is supposed to be, right? It's not supposed to be, quote unquote, that difficult all the time. Wow. But I say that because, you know, due to the nature of how I was playing the game, you know, like parrying all the time and playing it like that, it did mean that I engaged the game a certain way. Like, I didn't bother with any of the dodge pictos because, as established, at the end of Act 2, I dodged once and it crashed the fucking game. But that aside, in all seriousness, you know, like, part of the reason why I focus on parrying so much is because, one, it was really fun, but two, it's like, oh, if you parry right, you can get a reprise attack against someone, against whoever attacked you. You know, you can counterattack. And also, like, that can help to build up your AP fast. And, like, it was something I noticed with, like, some characters, is like I became so reliant on playing characters a certain way or doing things a certain way that I noticed, like, at the end there, like when I finally swapped Verso off of that one sword I was using for so long for Simon's sword, I realized, oh wait, I don't guess I can attack with Verso anymore. Whoops. Okay. Holy shit, yeah, that changes things. That changes how I engage with the game. I gotta keep that in mind. Because holy shit. But like what I say about the difficulty thing is just that for the world bosses and stuff like that throughout the game, what was kind of baffling to me, maybe baffling is the wrong choice of word, thing I noticed was, what it was a bit of a head scratcher, is like some of the world bosses were super, super difficult, right? Meant to be, you know, they're meant to be big world bosses. But where the head scratcher for me comes in is the game has a natural progression with, you know, what SK can do. Okay, SK is able to swim now. Okay, SK can now fly. Or they can now go through coral. Now SK can fly. Now SK can dive underwater. So there's a bit of a natural progression of like when you're supposed to tackle things or when you can tackle things. So it was a little baffling to me that there were certain things that were held off until you're able to fly. Or things that weren't held off until a little bit later in the game. Like I noticed like there were certain enemies or bosses that I fought that, you know, maybe I could have spent more time fighting them in the early game, but I was like, I'll just wait till Act 3, or yeah, I'll wait till later on in the game. And unfortunately, when I waited until later on in the game, it led to an unfortunate situation of me being too strong for a lot of those enemies. Not to mention the absolute hilarity that is the final area in the game when you're level 90 and it's designed for like a level 50 character. I did see a few comments from people when I was looking up, like, you know, some things of like, hey, helping like helpful guide to like dealing with like certain bosses like Cleo or Simon, and seeing some people mention, hey, you should maybe go and do the finale first and then tackle the open world areas. And I was like, that's fine. I'll be fine. Turns out, if you don't, it makes those areas super fucking easy. It makes this final area super easy. Stupidly easy, I should add. But nevertheless, that's something I did to myself. I will say when it comes to the characters and like the characters' weapons and stuff, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there were plenty of characters like how I noticed like, okay, like certain weapons don't really work well with a lot of builds, obviously, but then some of the weapons were like, for me, I don't know, this is me, I was looking at some of the weapons like some characters would have, and I was like, what build would work with those abilities that weapon offers? Like, I think what like CL, like one of her weapons straight up is all about just doing her basic attack and not using any of her AP abilities, because like when you use the basic attack it would use up AP to do more damage. And it's like, that's cool, but then what's like, what, the only reason why you would have her abilities is to like buff people or something? Like, you kind of, I don't know, some abilities or some weapons and like how like their upgrades worked, to me they read more as, oh, someone had an idea and they didn't want to say no to the idea, so they went, yeah, let's just go for it. I'll be honest, some of those abilities or some of those upgrade trees for some of those weapons just feel like they don't really synergize well with those characters, some of the characters at all. Or some weapon upgrades, I straight up just looked down and went, yeah, I don't know. Like, now I say that's like half the weapons for every character. Maybe that's me, you know, harsh. It's like a third or like a quarter to a third, right? But I would say anywhere from, you know, at least half of all the weapons in the game for every character felt like it could be useful and it could be a fun part of a build. Like, I noticed like Lune was a great example where like Lune was like the most obvious one with, oh hey, if you use this weapon, it makes all of her fire abilities are very upgraded. Use this weapon, it makes all the ice abilities upgraded. Use this one. That's like the most obvious one. So it's like, oh, okay. So maybe I should make it, okay, if I use this one with the fire abilities, then I should have the fire ability be like her big attack, then everything else can be building towards it, right? And like I think like for Lune, one of her abilities, like the ice one, was like it would freeze her. Like it was like a whole build where it's like, okay, she could be frozen, and at the end of her turn, and like that, like if she, and like the freeze would act like a shield essentially. From what I read it, you know, if I'm reading it correctly, and it was like at the end of her turn, if she is like when it's her next turn, if she's still frozen, then she can regen up to a certain point of her health. And then I was looking at that, I'm like, whoa, shit, okay, like this is a whole other way to play her character, right? Along with like some of her abilities, like that one fire ability I wasn't a big fan of, but I could see why you would want it. That fire ability that was like she kept on doing an attack over and over and over again, that kept on going and going, kept on building more and more damage. Like, I see how you can build her around that, right? Or like with Miel, you know, I didn't really bother with the fire tree with her after a certain point, but I could see how you could build her around that. And like CL, for the Simon fight, I completely made her a complete support character rather than playing her how I always playing her. And suddenly having her play complete support and just buffing the party and making people do double damage and stuff changed how I approached that entire fight, right? And that's when I know, when I realized, oh wait, I could have like Virtuous Stance combined with CL's, like, you know, to have someone do flat out double damage. And then I was like, oh wait, yeah, I could just totally just do a fuck ton of damage to him. Now I didn't realize I was gonna one shot his ass, but nevertheless, I do appreciate that every character, and this is before we even bring up Pictos, every character with just their skill tree and their skills and their weapons, you can really build the character to be very different. I am sure there are people who are watching how I played with Mael that played her differently. I know a buddy of mine I was talking to, the way he had to build, the way he built Mael was different than how I built Mael, right? And like hell for like the good chunk of the game, how I played Verso was very different than how I would have played Verso if I didn't have that one sword, where it kind of like I was approaching Verso as like my scouter kind of sort of character, of like do a bunch of damage, buff everyone, and then he could start doing some damage later on. But you know, by him being able to attack twice was a nice thing, because to me that was just free damage I was getting constantly, right? And this is before we talk about Pictos. Like for the most part, you know, I kind of fell into a bit of a trapping of giving everyone very similar Pictos. Originally, I was going to go the route of giving everyone very, very different Pictos, but then I kind of realized the way the upgrades were. One, I was making everyone play differently because of their skills and weapons already, but two, my logic of why I gave everyone very, very similar Pictos with some exceptions here and there was mostly it came down to I was run into a situation where I didn't really want someone to be like AFK, because the way I played everyone, I played the game where I didn't choose to have like one party or a couple characters and forgot about the rest. I play evenly with everyone, so that also meant that I wanted people to kind of be able to tackle things very similarly and be able to do certain things similarly, right? I didn't want to run a situation where Mael can't do any break damage, but Verso could do all the break damage, right? Now, what I did do after I got to a certain point and get a certain baseline going, you notice I started to branch out with some characters on the Pictos, like, you know, Verso, for example, I gave him that shield, that one Picto that like he would start with the shield every turn, right? I think for a while CL was the only one where like when she went down, she would give everyone like a buff or give everyone shields, etc. It's just that after like the way the Pictos worked, it was like I just didn't want people to not have a certain baseline. But like when the way I played everyone differently was, you know, when it came to their skills and what their weapon abilities were, right? I played everyone differently that way, but when it came to the Pictos, I kind of just viewed it as like a flat upgrade for everyone, because everyone had a very similar upgrades with like a few exceptions. And that's why I try my best to upgrade everyone in very similar patterns and keep everyone together. So yeah, no. Overall, great game, absolutely astounding. I'm really interested to see what the next game this studio works on. I'm very interested to see what they will tackle and what it looks like. I'm also very interested to see, you know, like if there's gonna be another fantasy game, if it's gonna be a sci-fi thing or something totally different. I don't know. I'll be totally down to see that. Also be kind of interested to see if it plays similar to this one or not. The Picto system, whether it's called Pictos or something different, I don't know. It's a good system. It's a fun system. Needs a little refinement, in my opinion. The weapons system, I would say basically every character, half their weapons, great options. Other half, I didn't really care for them. Some of them I completely turned my nose up to. I'll admit, some of them I didn't like the look of them, to be completely honest. Some of them I just thought they looked stupid. But for the most part, it was mostly a situation of, yeah, I didn't really care for like what the upgrades they were offering, or I felt like they just weren't. It wasn't worth to me to swap to that weapon just because, right? Not to mention, I was fairly, with some exceptions, I pretty much did everything. So, you know, for me, this is just me, I guess, but I don't know. There wasn't enough to upgrade everything in the game, so you also ran into a situation of you only had so many upgrades and so many different swords to really branch out from. So now, granted, I say this, there was plenty of upgrades to basically, if I really want to, I'm sure you can get every sword, like, you know, every weapon to level 20 or close to level 20. But then past that point is a much different story. So I imagine the logic they were using there was, okay, up to level 20, you know, if you got like a sword up to level 20, you probably like it. So you probably want to stick with it past that point. Whereas, and you're actually just going to upgrade its damage flat out. Whereas a lot of other weapons, it was like, well, up until you get to the upgrade, you're kind of just, you know, maybe you're just filling out. Maybe you're seeing if that's a really worthwhile addition or not. I don't know. Yeah, overall, I think the game is great and solid. This is a weird thing, though. You know, when I think about it, you know, there is some things like, you know, with the story and everything. I don't know. You know, on like the IGN scale, I'm not sure if I would say it's a full 10. Maybe that's controversial. Maybe that's a hot take that is going to have people come at me with pitchforks and shit. Solid 9. There was just a few things here and there, at least for me, that I found either frustrating or irritating. Maybe just technically that has colored my perception of it, but I think this game is phenomenal. I think this is a game of the year contender. I think this is a absolute astounding game. And I am supremely glad I played it. Quick side note, I'm looking at my playtime. I'm not sure how they handle the playtime, because at first I thought maybe they're just only handling the playtime for like when you're actually in game, because I know there was a couple periods of time, like I know there's at least like 10 hours or so in the game of me just leaving it paused for X period of time. You know, leaving it pause for like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, then like an hour here. So yeah, that adds up over time. But I also wonder if they're not counting deaths and like reloading a save. I wonder if they're not counting that. Because Steam, I have just shy, like I have 117.8 hours in the game, but when I beat the game, I was just shy of 70. And I know I leave the game paused a lot for on stream and stuff, but I don't believe I left it paused enough for it to be almost its whole playtime again. So I wonder if but I do know I spent quite a lot of time facing off against various bosses and stuff. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, when we started the day, I was at like 66 hours, and then when we finished here, I was only at 69 hours. And I know for a fact that I only left the game paused for like maybe an hour at most, and we've had a 9-hour session, or just shy of that, give or take. So, but I know that I spent the first 5 hours against Simon, and I know we were there for a while. So I don't know. Maybe against is a little funky with how it records things. I don't know. But regardless, that is Expedition 33. Thank you everyone that stopped by. It was watched this playthrough. This has been fun. This has been a very fun game, a very fun experience. Despite a few of the gripes here and there, I think this is a phenomenal game, and I'm really excited to see some other people's thoughts on how it ended and everything. I know for a fact I have it saved in my watch later. I have to watch the Castle Super Beast podcast on them discussing the game and its ending and stuff. And I know there's a couple other content creators that I want to see what their thoughts were on how this ended. Whether or not I agree with their takes or not, that's a different story, but there's just some people that I would love to watch their opinions on. But that is Expedition 33. I am glad I played it. I think I'm good for now on the game, though. I am good on it for now. I mean, there might be some thoughts I might have here and there that I forgot to mention, but that's fine. I think this is a good place to call it on the game. I know there's like one more thing in the manor that I missed. That's not the end of the world. To me, that's not the end of the world. I don't believe there's really anything. And if there is something like a DLC or something down the line, I'll check it out. If there is some major DLC down the line, obviously I'll check it out, and then, maybe use it as an opportunity to go and get some last minute cleanup on some things I missed. But I'm pretty sure I was mostly thorough. Like, I think, like I was looking at, like, I did every White Neveron, found every journal. Did just about everything. So maybe with like one or two exceptions, it may be missing like an errant boss here and there. I think I'd also fought every boss. So I think we thoroughly, squeezed the blood from stone here and did everything possible. So, and that's what I spent way longer playing this game than I thought I was going to. Combination of unfortunate family emergencies, and even being sick on a couple occasions. That has been unfortunate timing of things. That stuff aside, this went on longer than I thought it was going to be, but I am not unhappy with the amount of time I spent playing this game. I'm really glad I spent the time playing this game and thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're curious why my glasses are off, I am sweating. I don't want to get me sweat on my glasses, and Actually, in the next couple days, I'm gonna try and change the ventilation in this room a tad just to ensure I could, not sweat. Because, as established, I'm an ice cube. Anything above 60 degrees, I start to melt. Which, mind you, it is 66 degrees out, so it's just above melting for Dan. Plus, hot computer and stuff. But that will be it for Exorcism 33. Like I said, down the line, if they have a DLC of some kind, if they do, I don't know if they do. I've heard rumors, but I think it's a speculation. If they do, I'll be totally down to stream that. But that's down the line. For now, I think that's a good note to close on this game. We're also going to go ahead and end the stream tonight here. I know it's a few hours earlier than what I normally do, but no need to arbitrarily roll it longer than I need to. Plus, it gives me a little bit extra time to get some things taken care of tonight, and then next 2 days, when the next 2 days off from streaming, it allows me time to focus on some me stuff and focus on some stuff for the channel and everything. As far as the next game is concerned, the next game I'm going to play, I was really debating this, and I was kind of going back and forth, because part of me wants to play Indiana Jones, but also part of me wants to play Kingdom Come Deliverance. So and I was kind of going back and forth on that one. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. I was going back and forth on that one for a while and trying to come to a decision. Ultimately, I'm kind of in the mindset of playing some Kingdom Come. Had some friends that have greatly recommended that game to me, and been wanting to check that out, but let's see something really quick. I know Indiana Jones, they have a DLC. Because like Indiana Jones, that's also going to be like a chunky experience. It's going to be a bit of a chunky experience. It's not going to be just a quick in and out little adventure. No, I was going back and forth on that. We'll save Indy for next one. We're gonna play Kingdom Come Deliverance. Gives me an opportunity to finally play that game. Hell, I know there's some buddies of mine that would probably be down to watch me play it anyways, so that kind of works out. So that kind of works out for me, I guess. But yeah, word on next game I play is gonna be Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. We're gonna start with the first one. I intend to play the hardcore mode, I believe. Next couple days, I'm going to do some testing behind the scenes to make sure that everything's going to be kosher. I think, because I do know that game is a bit unstable and it starts to fall apart at points. I think I am going to install a mod that allows me to save at any point. But it's going to be something I'm going to use sparingly for that game. I'll double check on some things behind the scenes, but I know that game has a hardcore system of like you have to save in a bed or like you have to find a spot to save, and I don't mind doing that. But the same reason why I don't like playing games on Iron Man mode, where you only have like one autosave slot, like with Expedition 33. thankfully it has multiple auto saves, but like XCOM, I don't play that game on Iron Man mode. I'll play a run of that game. Like I'll do a campaign run that is pseudo Iron Man, where I'm treating it like an Iron Man mode, but I'm not playing in Iron Man mode because I have had bad experiences of a game, like game files getting corrupted, or like the game loads in like a bricked up state or a fucked up state, or a bug happens, or something goes wrong where I'm like, fuck that, that's not happening, dial it back. So for Kingdom Come, I think I will grab a mod that allows me to save anywhere that I will use sparingly, just so I could avoid any issues with the game shitting itself, and then me ending up in a place where I can't really save anymore, right? I'll do a little research on that, and if I need whatever I need to install, I'll grab that. But yeah, Wednesday we'll start Kingdom Come Deliverance. Although that may be put on hold depending on if some friends want to play some games together. We'll see. Mostly certain it's going to be Kingdom Come Deliverance, but it may be some multiplayer stuff. We'll see. Yeah, I'm going to take care of some stuff behind the scenes next couple days, and then we'll hop into Kingdom Come Deliverance on Wednesday. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for everyone else joining me on the journey that is Expedition 33. Claire Obscure. I do apologize for not ever eaten a single baguette on stream. That is my mistake. I should have done so. If I really want to commit to the bit, I would have gotten a French outfit, like a mime outfit, and potentially even ate a baguette on stream. I thought about doing it, especially for the finale, but to be honest, my dad getting sick and everything kind of threw myself and then my dad getting sick kind of threw any plans I had out of the window. But that was something I was going to do for like the finale, was I was going to go and buy a baguette, but didn't happen, but it's fine. The titles can leave everything up to imagination. But yeah, next stream is intended to be Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully guys see you there. And again, thank you for everyone that stopped by. Thank you everyone that has chatted. Thank you everyone that has followed, subscribed, viewed, etc. Appreciate all of you. And until next time, see ya.